Hi guys, and a very warm welcome back to Motorhoming Adventures. In one of our last episodes for our Croatian trip to Croatia and back, I mentioned that we'd also used, apart from the Austrian motorways, we'd also used the Slovenian motorways on the way back up from Croatia. Now, those of you who've seen the channel will see that there is a short film out about the Go box system, which is the Austrian motorway toll system. And so I thought I'd just put together a very quick second film which just covers the process that you would have to go through in Slovenia as in the back end of 2022. It's very similar to Austria, but just therefore a very quick run through what we did to get our DarsGo box in Slovenia. There are, once again, very like Austria, two separate processes, one for vehicles which are 3.5 tonnes and less, and those for vehicles which are over 3.5 tonnes. We've got a 4.4 tonne chassis Fiat Ducato on our mobile Veta motorhome, and therefore it's the DarsGo box which applies to us. You can buy the DarsGo box on the move, just like we did in Austria. If you've watched our Austrian Toll Road film, we stopped at the first service area that we got to on the motorway. You can pop in there, make sure you've got your vehicle registration document with you, your V5. Ideally, if you've got a certificate of conformity which shows that you're a Euro 6, then all the better. But we only had a V5 at the time, and that was sufficient for the Slovenian process. For Austria, we had to follow it up and email them when we got back to the UK, email them a copy of our certificate of conformity, which just confirmed we were a Euro 6 Fiat. But Slovenia, we didn't have to do that. So we had our V5 registration document, popped into the service area and got the following bits and pieces. Before we look at those specific bits and pieces, you'll see here that this is that's how you spell the DarsGo symbol. It's their website is darsgo.si. I'll put the links in the film or just down at the bottom of the description here on YouTube, so you've got a link into their official site. And it obviously goes through and tells you there that it came in 2018, and it's for vehicles, the DarsGo box system is for vehicles that exceed 3.5 tonnes. We were obviously, as you know, travelling with our friends Carol and Stephen. They had a van which was less than 3.5 tonnes. That is, again, like Austria, a bit like a vignette process where it's slightly cheaper and you pay a one-time fee rather than this one, which is charged as you travel by the kilometre. And so when we went into the service area, first one we got to on the motorway there, we nipped in there with the registration document and we got these bits and bobs. First and foremost, we had to pay €10 for the box itself, which is this little bit of kit, which you probably saw in the windscreen at some stage in a previous film. Then, as well as buying the box, it fits on the windscreen with a similar plastic clip as the Austrian one, and in the same place in the middle we've got ours at the bottom of the windscreen, which worked well on the overhead gantries that read the box. As well as the guy behind the counter asked us where we were heading. We were travelling obviously from the south, from our travel up from Croatia, and we were heading to come out the other end in Austria towards Saltzburg. So he worked out for us how much we needed to preload onto the device so that we wouldn't have to stop again, and that's what this was. He said that €25 would get us sort of from north to south of the system. And it also spat out an access statement here, which we just had to sign to say that we were the owners of the vehicle and that. With it comes a little instruction leaflet, but as you won't be surprised to find out, it's very like the Austrian system. So once you've got your box, if you see the numbers there, 2, 3 and 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, if I press the number briefly, you'll see that 2 lights up. It's meant that that's programmed for our mobile Veta, a 2-axle vehicle which, as I say, has got a 4.4 maximum weight chassis on it. So it was as simple as that. Back out to the van, stick this in the box. They even give you an alcohol wipe and some sticky pads so you can put it straight into your vehicle, and away you go. And sure enough, it beeps away at you each time you go under one of the gantries. It beeps out the fact that it's working and registering and taking off your total amount that you had lodged on it in the first place. €25 obviously we put on. So a brief look at let's have a brief look at the toll charges, just so you can perhaps work it out if you were doing some planning beforehand. Again, on the DarsGo website, they've got a detailed toll calculation. They've got a map on there. So we came in at the bottom end because we were coming up from Croatia. We came in at this place just here, which if I click on it, you'll see it should, there we go. So Postojna. We came in there and we entered at that point, having come up from Pivka, you remember, where we stayed overnight. And you'll see then that that's already defaulted that in. We're travelling from Slovenia, and then you choose your exit point. Well, our exit point was up at the top end, up this end. So we'll choose that one there. The name comes up and it's dropped the name in there. So we're a 2-axle vehicle. We are a Euro 6, so we'll click on that and then calculate, and it's as simple as that. So you can see that the guy behind the counter was absolutely spot on. He said preload it with €25, and you can see there that the cost is £24.69. So that was absolutely fine, worked very well. So if you really wanted to know roughly what it's going to cost you if you use the motorways, then that's a good little system on that DarsGo website. And that was it really. Very similar as if you've watched our Austria motorway film, you will see. Incidentally, the box itself, again, like Austria, lasts for sort of 3 or 4 years. And any credit on there remains valid. So obviously I'm never saying never, so I'm going to keep hold of it, because hopefully we'll be heading back through there one day, or if not for a longer stop off to have a look around at what was a lovely country. So that's it, folks. That is the DarsGo system. It was as simple as that. If you've watched our film from Slovenia, you'll know that it was a fabulous country, both on the motorway and on some of the country roads. Absolutely beautiful driving through it, and very pleasant motoring indeed. So enjoy yourselves if you're going through Slovenia. Hopefully that's given you a bit of an insight into the tolling system there. And thanks ever so much for watching, as always. We'll see you again very soon on the next episode from our trip up from Croatia, heading now for the UK. See you guys. Take care. Bye now.